Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Dice Saga hobby hangout. So, obviously, Christian, and down below we have Matt, the faceless one.
The faceless one. Hi.
I love that. Alright, so Matt, what are you working on at the moment then? And actually, before we go on, sorry, I'm just sorting myself out here. Before we go on, if my fan in the background is too loud, just let me know. But Matt assures me that it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't hear anything, at least.
That's cool. Yeah, sorry, Matt. What were you working on?
I am finally working on my STDs. They're getting a bit too itchy. Gotta get working on them.
Yeah, nice.
So, slaves, starting with the Chaos Warriors.
Mm.
And yourself?
No, that's good. Yeah, so I'm working on some eels today, or this evening, or evening, or night even. But yeah, so we've got some eels that I need to start assembling, and I've recently done my thralls. So that's a unit of 10 guys done there. So
Cool.
once I've done my eels, I then have, what do I have now? I think then I just have what the hell do you call it? The king. There you go, Keeling King.
Oh, was it the guy on the seahorse, sea dragon thing?
Oh, yeah, Diamore, is it? It's something like that. Yeah, it's been a while.
Right.
Yeah, since I've looked at these guys.
That's cool. I like that model. It's a nice model.
Oh, no, so good, isn't it?
What's the other one? The one that I really like is the Eidolon of Mathlan, or whatever it's called.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's like floating on water or flying through water.
That looks epic.
That's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm gonna, to be honest, it's like Leviathan as well. I want to get
the giant turtle.
Yeah. I think it looks so much fun.
I think the Idoneth models are just really fun, just because they're so out there. They're so different.
Oh no, for sure.
I don't think it's been I don't think it's a theme for miniatures that anyone's ever done before.
But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's just there's so much expressive potential there that I've got. And I was going to say with my guys as well, I want to try and just, I don't know if you can see him, but he just looks so cool. This guy here, and you're the thrall. I think when I buy another box, I want to create like a unique character for them. So,
like a champion for that leads the group kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just want to make him kind of like different. I don't know. I think I've been watching too many animes that I want to try. I want to try and make something a bit unique now. I'm like, oh, that's such a cool idea. I want to do that.
That's cool. That's a good idea, I think.
Yeah, and I just like the whole idea because these guys don't live very long in terms of elf lifespan. And they need to consume souls and all this other stuff as well. So
sad that.
They're like goldfish. Exactly. The whole idea is just awesome.
It gives you a lot of opportunities to introduce new characters in if you need to. If you don't mind losing a good bunch. Tell me, in the Battle Tome, do they ever say what their life is like or how long they live on average if they don't successfully get souls or reap souls or whatever?
It's quite conflicting. I think it's one thing they do need to streamline a bit more if they just have a bit more of a gauge. I think so. From memory, they do have to they have to keep consuming souls and stuff like that anyway. Because obviously it's only is it one in, I don't know, it's a fraction anyway in terms of how many actually become elves, if you like. These soulless ones, I think they live, is it 60, 80 years or so? I think it's like a normal human lifespan, but it's obviously compared to an elf, that's basically nothing.
Sad to think that their sad lifespan is kind of our normal.
I know. Very true though. I'm just doing a bit more of the old Communicato, and then I'll yeah, so I think that's about it, really. I think, to be honest, it's been kind of a hobby downtime over the weekend. In truth, it's because obviously, well, I had family over, and we pretty much just. I was basically being the cool uncle as always, and and ended up spending like the whole weekend, obviously with niece and nephews. And it was just like non-stop, and then obviously then back to work. So in terms of much hobby time, it has been pretty minimal. But
That's all right, because I mean, like, it can't be all serious business about the hobby all the time. You need a bit of a break once in a while, or you burn out.
well, true, very true. Cool. Well, that is that. I think we're all good. Sent all the stuff
anyway,
already. Again, yeah, we've been offline for about 2 weeks now, haven't we? So
that's true.
Well, so I was on Agent Nagash's channel for a little bit.
If you think last time we were on stream, I was working on the Scar brand, right? So yeah, it is finally.
So is he completed now? Then
he is complete. I also got a base from Lava E.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm just gonna make it bigger for you. There you
go. Yeah, go for it.
That's awesome. Man.
Pretty happy with him. I think I probably could have done a bit more with the wings, but didn't want to waste that much time on like details that wouldn't be really noticed. But his face and everything, quite all right.
No, I love that. That's so good. I'm not looking forward to facing it, but
you will. Cool. Don't worry.
I'll just bring the KO, like shoot it down. Oh, right.
You don't. It's one of those weird ones where it's like the more hurt he gets, the more powerful he gets.
Oh yeah, it would be insane.
So just hurt him. That's all right. Just don't kill him.
Kill him. Yeah, make him limp along. That's about it. But Matt, so we haven't really spoken about the new Age of Sigmar stuff that's coming out in terms of that, the new rule book or the new miniatures.
No, I haven't. Have you seen the new stuff at least?
I have. Yeah, I believe I have all of it. But I think I don't know. I think in terms of the rules, I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, I'm also like, I don't know, a bit on edge. For Age of Sigmar, I was very happy. Again, because I'm getting, long story short here, but I'm getting back into 40K, as you know, and that's a heavy rule set as it is. With Age of Sigmar, it's a lot more like reduced, in my opinion, a lot more laid back regarding the whole rule aspect. Age of Sigmar, third version, or third edition, they're looking at introducing more rules, aren't they? Which again,
kind of more options.
Yeah,
which
isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I played Warhammer Fantasy, and that was extreme with the rules, but it's such a fun game. So I think it's just because I've played a little Age of Sigmar Light version for a while, obviously, and then if they're going to be introducing a whole batch of heavy rules, then I'm still obviously going to play, of course, I'm going to love it, but I'm a bit on the fence, should I say. But then again, we're talking out of turn, because obviously I don't even know what all these new rules are going to be. I think they're introducing it, aren't they, like bits, like day after day kind of thing, just like little snippets.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw it yesterday, they revealed some things about, I think it was about shooting rules, which didn't really change a whole lot, really, in my mind, at least.
I haven't even checked that out. So what's that about?
Well, let me take a look here, because if I remember correctly, it didn't change a whole lot regarding shooting. Let's see. Let's see here. So let's see. Yes, they introduced. I think they're naming it slightly different. They're calling it shooting attacks or something. I don't know, or instead of missile attacks or something. Yeah. But like the way that they've written it here, it sounds like when you select a unit to shoot with, as you normally do, you're indicating it as like each model is aiming at us. You can target with each model, kind of thing, or something like that. So in theory, it sounds like you can, with each individual model, say, okay, so I'm going to shoot with this guy to that unit, that guy to this unit, etc., 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 and until get to a point where, okay, so that unit's wiped out. The rest of these models are going to shoot at that unit over there. Whereas before, it seemed like it was you had to make a mass decision, like I'm going to have this group of 10 guys 5 of them are going to shoot at that unit, 5 of them are going to shoot at that unit. Whereas now it sounds like you're doing it individually. I'm not sure if this is intentionally or not. So like rather than saying you have to do 5 and 5 and declare it immediately, it sounds like you can say, okay, so I'm going to shoot with this guy, and then this guy, and then this guy, and then this guy. Oh, your unit's dead now, so I'm going to switch targets now. So instead of committing 5 and 5, you can maybe like commit 3, they do their job, and then the rest of your guys can shoot at the other guys. I don't know if that's the intention. I don't know if that's how it's going to be, but that's what it looks like. That looks like what's the way it's written to me.
Okay. That's interesting.
What else? Unit within 3 inches of other enemy units can only target other enemy units within 3 inches, which I think is already in place, but I don't remember exactly. What else? And lookouts are, but that's already been in place for a while as well.
Yeah.
So nothing majorly changed as far as I can tell.
Oh, okay.
Except for that, doing it individually model-wise. So that's all right. I don't think it makes any difference in my mind. Although, if anything, it makes shooting a little bit better, because if you're doing it by model, you can be a bit more precise about how much power you're committing to each attack. Which facing your KO, I'd rather not. I'd rather they not buff up range attacks. But whatever. Tis what it is.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, to be honest, yeah, it's that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll have to see how it goes with the whole, what do you call it, with the whole obviously set of rules when they do come out. But
yeah, it'll be nice to see it all at once, and then we can get a full idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
They also released some stuff about the command abilities and heroic abilities today, which is kind of cool.
Interventions, right?
Not really interventions, but just like things that happen, more things that happen for heroes and monsters, which is really nice. Because monsters, I feel like in this game, have always felt, they're just a regular unit except slightly bigger.
Yeah.
So I think having this special ability kind of makes them stand out.
Okay. Why is this special ability? Again, I've just not looked at it
yet. So it's not. Let's see. It's not really a special ability per se. It's just like an extra action that they can do. Kind of like a. So let's see. There's heroic actions. So heroes can do a specific set of. I think there's 4 options you can take. There's one that lets you dispel spells, even though you're not a wizard. There's one that lets you have an extra command point. There's one that lets you have +1 to wound rolls and save rolls for 1 round. And the other one is a healing ability, a self-healing ability.
Okay.
So like each hero phase, and this is for both players. So like in your hero phase, you get to choose a heroic thingy, a heroic action. And then also in your hero phase, I can choose to do a heroic action. It's one of these 4 options, it seems. I'm not sure if they're going to have like faction-specific ones. I think that'd be cool.
I'd imagine so.
But we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, because obviously it's a whole new rule, whole new core books still coming out. I'm assuming, actually, probably not if the Soul Blight guys don't have it.
That's true. Maybe it's going to be like not faction-based, but like allegiance-based.
Alliance kind of thing,
yeah. So like Death will get 1 set of maybe an additional 2 options or 3 options that they can do, and then
true.
Order, Chaos, etc., etc. So that'd be cool, I think. And if they don't, probably mix them up, because that sounds cool. I like that. I like the fact that you can do something in the other person's phase, just because it keeps you more invested or interested in that phase. Because otherwise, a lot of times, especially if you're playing like really long games, people start kind of losing interest when it's not their turn because they can't do anything. They can't do anything except take hits.
Yeah, take it on the chin.
Yeah, pretty much. So so my point with saying that all that hero stuff was there's also a set of monster stuff which is exactly like that or similar to like that. So monsters can, let's see, at the end of the charge phase, which is a little bit weird, you can pick a monster, and they can do 1 of 4 abilities. There's Roar, where on a 3-up you can make it so that an enemy unit cannot issue or receive commands. Like it can't be targeted for a command ability, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. What about existing command abilities? So if it's already been till the full
if it's already been activated, that's fine, but it cannot issue or receive commands in the following combat phase.
Right. Okay.
So immediately after this charge, when you've done, that's when you do this, and then in the immediate combat phase, they can't take any.
Right. Okay.
They can't give any or take any commands, which is cool, tactical, I think.
Yeah.
And like if used at the right moment,
it can be
that's really
pretty
cool.
Sweet. Yeah.
Because I mean, like if you, for example, if you are fighting, a large unit of random scrub units or battle line units, horde units, and they are very reliant on like a battle shock denial, and you take that away from them, that's them done pretty much. Let's see what else they got. Stomp. So if the monster, classic, roll dice on a 2-up, and the enemy unit takes D3 mortal wounds. Pretty cool.
Okay. That's all right.
Basic. Titanic Duel, where if you pick another monster within 3 inches, you can add 1 to hit rolls against that monster. So monster dueling, that's cool. The last one is Smash to Rubble. Now, if you remember correctly, back when the Lumnef stuff was just like popping out everywhere, they made that one character, the kangaroo rabbit bow hurricane thing. Right. And he has an ability to destroy terrain, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember exactly, but something in their lineup can break terrain. Now monsters can do it now. So this one monster ability lets you pick an enemy terrain feature or a terrain feature within 3 inches, and on a 3-up, it is demolished.
Okay. Okay. So are we saying then that potentially, if a giant was to go into near Sylvaneth Wood,
yep,
it could destroy that Sylvaneth Wood.
Yep.
Holy moly.
Yep. To be fair, it's about time we have some sort of counter to like powerful terrain bits.
No, it's true, but I'm like, I'm so excited, I'm not using Sylvaneth yet, or Ideneth, and I've got these cool terrain bits, and then I'm like, ugh.
Yep. To be fair, as long as you protect them like you would any other asset, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I mean, don't expose your very important terrain pieces to monsters. It should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to be a bit more selective and tactical and all that.
I mean, considering terrain pieces are free of cost, you can just bring it along just because you have it, and there's no detriment to it.
Potentially bring it back.
Throw more. So I mean, you're getting a free bonus, so there should be some way of disabling that or counteracting that. So fair enough, I think.
To be honest, I like it. Why not? It's a bit of fun.
I like the fact that they're trying to push like some sort of use towards monsters, because otherwise, like I said, monsters they're nothing that special. There's nothing great about them. If anything, they're kind of detrimental.
Just large targets.
Yeah, exactly. So having these kind of bonuses kind of works, I think, or is helpful in making them feel more powerful, like a hero.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's because, again, I mean, I've got the giant, I've got the tree lord, ancient's got Durthu, I've got the vermin lord, deceiver chap.
So yeah, you got quite a few.
I'm just thinking of the monsters I have.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
I don't have many of any monsters, I don't think.
But I've only used one of all those monsters, and that's the Mongol so far.
I mean, I suppose I have my Bloodthirsters now. But like, who else? Korgoths? My Korgoths are technically monsters, I think they're classified as.
Are they?
Yeah. Tiny monsters.
Tiny monsters. Do they have the keyword? Or?
I believe so. I remember because like there was this there was an event at the store where it's like, oh, bring a monster mash or something like that. I'm like, all right, cool. Everyone's bringing like Nagash, Archaon, Gordrak. I brought a Corborath. It was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, especially with everyone else, dear Lord. Oh, man. Yeah, I am looking forward to getting these eels. I'll start to paint these eels. I'm not sure on the color yet on the eel itself. I think I've got the armor and stuff down the way you want it, but for the eels themselves, I want them to be. I'm torn between making them quite vibrant or making them kind of like murky, slimy, kind of looking in a sense of. There's this. What are they called now? Oh, let me get my book. Oh yeah.
Are you going with like something from the Battle Tome?
Well, the color scheme I've gone for is pretty much the Iron Rock, which is the main guys. But
okay.
Again, just because I think it's pretty cool their allegiance ability. So, allegiance ability, or whatever you want to call it. So basically, their command trait even. So, emissary of the deep places. Allied units in an Iron Rock army are treated as having the Tides of Death battle trait, and they can therefore use abilities from the Tides of Death table each battle round. So it just means that they're basically part of the army, which is pretty sweet. But then it's been a while since I've looked at this book.
Is that specific for the sub-faction?
Tides of Death. And you're like, yeah, it is, yeah. So basically, when you have low tide, flood tide, high tide, ebb tide. So the unit that you're allying into the Iron Rack or to the Idoneth's faction, that allied unit will also follow the same rules as the different tides.
Oh wow, that's actually quite good.
Yeah, so that's so it can be quite tasty depending on the unit or objects or whatever you decide to ally in.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean that's usually one of the limiting factors of having allies is because like your faction rules or your faction bonuses or whatever stuff, they don't really apply to them generally.
Yeah, it's like my giant with my ogres. I just basically threw the giant in there just because it's good. I like a giant, so why not?
It's good enough reason.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to look to get the other video out probably next week now, I think. The other one I've just finished yesterday.
Which one's this?
This is the Spire, Blood Tide, and
right.
Tributaries, I think they're called.
Yeah, Tributary Cities.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Put myself on the map.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah. And then I'll do your characters after that as well.
Cool stuff.
Which will be pretty sweet. And then Adam from the community, he's submitted a story which he's going to look to introduce because he's looking to get some Sylvaneth down the line. So
was this the Wood Elf guy?
Yeah.
Right,
he's submitted a story now. So and it's a really cool one. So I'm like, ooh, exciting! I'm going to try and get that onto as like an edited video in there as well. And he's got I'm going to be doing the voiceovers and other bits as well. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, is he going to do the voiceovers? That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, what I'm going to say to him, I'm going to reach out to Adam once I'm working on it. And if he does fancy it, great. If not, if he's happy with me doing it,
yeah, either way.
Good.
Could always do with more voice talent.
Yeah. And it says 2 and 3. So if anyone, if anyone's working on anything at the moment, just let us know in chat as well. I'd be interested to know.
Speaking of which, is anyone watching us? I kind of forgot that we were streaming.
I was going to say, it's been a while, hasn't it, since we last streamed?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a shame because we're building up some momentum and regulars.
I'm sure we'll get them back.
Yeah. But no, yeah, we've got about 4 so far.
That's not, well, I'm watching, so I don't think I count.
No, that's all right. But no, it's oh, to be honest, I'm just intrigued just to get these eels, assembled as quickly as possible because building things on stream, I prefer painting. Put it that way. So building stuff sometimes, oh man, I do get
kind of lost.
infuriated. Yes, at times.
That's all right. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Matt, what are you working on after this? So I know you got the. Oh, sorry. What are you working on now for the guys who obviously were joining and to remind myself?
Just Chaos Warriors. Chaos Warriors. Yeah. And then once my STDs.
Yes, your
they've been itching for quite some time, so I thought it's about time I dealt with them.
It's very true. Yes.
Listen to all the kids out there. STDs. Got to work on them. Don't let them get out of hand. Deal with them quick.
Don't neglect.
Do not neglect your STDs.
No balls.
Yes, especially the balls.
Yes. Could get quite crude. I was going to say especially the balls, but I was like, oop, my finger slips.
Oh, be careful when you're doing the balls.
I'm assembling an eel, by the way, folks. So.
Do they have balls?
Oh no, just childhood saying that has stayed with me.
Okay, leather bit's done. What am I gonna do next?
Yeah, these look pretty cool. I've heard people say that the flight stands aren't that great, but I'm like, nah, I've dealt with KO, they're fine.
Which one? The flight stands for the eels?
Yeah.
It couldn't be that bad.
That's what I think as well, because I mean, again, especially having, built and dealt with KO, I mean, these are nothing. That's quite a neat, painting box there, Matt.
Oh, it's just bought some refills for paints recently. That's why. That's why they're still in the box. And plus, I'm moving soon, so I'm keeping everything in boxes as much as I can.
Is that happening quite soon then, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
So, next 2 weeks from now, I guess.
Ooh, exciting times.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So I've not used this color before. I'm curious as to what it looks like. It's called Roon Lord Brass. Looks like a interesting color.
Did you pick up that on the weekend?
No, I bought it a week and a bit ago. It was during the store. What you call it?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I remember I spoke with Josh about it as well. He said to us that obviously nobody spoke with you. You had like a whole box of like Age Sigmar stuff and all that. I was like, that's good to know.
As usual.
Oh, Agent Nagash has deigned to join us. Hello.
He has graced us with his presence.
Mm. So, Agent
All
Nagash,
hail Sigmar.
I'm actually working on eels at the moment. I've just finished my unit of 10 thralls. So they're painted, fully assembled, all that jazz. Now I'm just assembling some eels. So that's pretty cool. Matt, what about you?
I said it again. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. STDs. Working on my STDs.
Love it. Oh man.
You're right.
Yeah, just thirsty as hell.
Yeah, it's been hot around here recently.
Oh, it does. And I was going to say, on top of that as well, yeah, obviously the dinner had quite a bit, like, soy sauce and other stuff, and salt.
Salt, yeah.
Yep.
Salt content.
Yep. Eels, yuck. Oh, what? No. Eels are good, although I've not used them, and I know they are good, but I'm not going to be one of those Ideneth players who just wholly just take eels and that's it.
Yeah, please don't.
No.
Please don't.
Sounds good. I have such an STD problem, and I have so many more to collect. Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
In fact, yeah, Pete as well. He's just converted a STD as well. So we're mixing it up, mixing things together to create new STDs.
The best.
So yeah, he's put it in the chat as well. So not in the chat, in the Discord. So yeah,
check that out.
Yeah, honestly, check it out. It looks really cool. It's in fact, I'll see if I can just pull it up now.
What is it?
I don't want to ruin the surprise. Hold on. So this is the guy.
Ooh, what is that?
So the new
is that the Virkos? Radukar the beast.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And he's just done like a green texture.
Fedora. Okay.
So it looks really
he's using it as a Slaves to Darkness thing.
Yeah. And he's got the
like a Demon Prince
Demon
or what?
Prince. Yeah, that's the word I was
Ah, cool.
And
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, he's got a converted talon for the other arm as well.
Very cool. Very nice. I like it.
It looks cool, right?
Yeah. Not sure why he has an iron halo on though.
That's just I don't know. I think we'll wait until it's fully painted and we'll understand.
Maybe. I mean, it's a Chaos Force 8-pointed star. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
it looks like a halo to me.
I was going to say, but we'll find out soon enough, and it might be part of his backstory.
Speaking of backstory, have you thought of what the backstory is going to be like for your Ideneth? How they got into the Interstice, what they're doing there?
So basically, where they used to live in the Immortal Realms, someone pulled out the plug of the sink, and then he got dragged into the Interstice, and then there you go. Ended up there.
All right, cool. Pulled the drain.
No, they've. To be honest, they've not actually decided just yet. What I'm thinking about is that they're actually, they've got a settlement there, but then they're able to get back to the Mortal Realms as well, so they're not exactly stuck. So within the world, water, I don't know what they call them, realm gates, if you like, that they go back and forth.
Okay.
So basically, this is like a hunting ground for them for new souls.
Okay, interesting.
Alejandro is here.
Oh, Alejandro, thank you. You've saved us. You are the first regular back. I love it.
You can't hurt Nagash's feelings, though.
Yeah, he's supreme leader of the undead. He can't really hurt his feelings.
He could probably take it on the chin. It's all right. So Nagash, what are you working on now anyway, miniature-wise? Because I remember on your stream when we were talking, you were saying something about you got that little, is it Shadespire or something that you're working on at the moment? And you said you're obviously looking to get as many miniatures down or painted as possible.
I think he was working on, what was it? Wasn't it the Sylvaneth warband for Underworlds?
Oh, is it Slanesh, right?
Or maybe Slanesh, right?
Yeah. You got this. I will always be here. Oh, you know what? Oh, touch the heart you did there. Touch the heartstrings.
Fills me with faith.
The arch is nearly painted. That was the one that you were working on when we were streaming as well. That's a good.
So right, according to Instagram, he's been working on his guns more than anything. So
true, yeah, he's been pumping those. He's like a, what do you call it now? Katachin from the 40K guys with the tank tops. He's like, should get like
Sly Marbo.
There you go. Nice. There you go. There you go, Nagash. That's your new name on this channel. Sly. To share, yeah, it'll always be here to share bad jokes and rant about Tau. That's fine. Although
all about the bad jokes.
Yeah, I was going to say, but me and Matt do like the Tau, but yeah, rip into him by all means. I thought that emoji was holding his middle finger up. I was going to say, when you said that, you got this. I was like, isn't like, what? I didn't really get that. I thought that emoji's in, yeah. Yeah, the gun show. It's impressive, though. And then I'm just speaking really because my cousins are, actually, Matt, Dom.
Oh, yeah, Dom. Oh, my God.
He's ripped bodybuilder. He's just, poof, dear Lord. Cousins are ripped.
It's funny, like, when I first met him, or when I was speaking with him, like, I never really got that impression. Like, he was a big guy, but, like, I didn't, probably because he was wearing, like, a uniform. Couldn't really see, but holy hell, he is ripped.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just, like, such a nice guy. He doesn't seem like the macho bodybuilding type either.
No, he's a quiet type, and he's an awesome guy. Yeah,
like he would be a good stereotypical like gentle giant type.
Yeah,
like I could not imagine him harming a fly, but he is just built.
Oh yes, very much. So I'll take it. Yeah. So Sly now, aka Agent Nagash.
Well, I think Agent Nagash, if you ever start a YouTube channel for 40K, I think you got your name picked out. Sly Marbo. Age of Sly Marbo.
Age of Sly Marbo, yeah. Is that just working on a video upload at the moment? Cool. But what's it about? So I know you've got... to be honest, right, Matt, if you haven't checked it out, and guys in chat and watching, and who may watch in the future, if you haven't checked out Agent Nagash's new intro, check that out. I haven't actually spoke to Nagash just yet about it, but oh man, that guy's done a really good intro for you. That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to take a look now.
Yeah, check it out. Alejandro, so me and Nagash moment. He loves it. In fact, after the stream, Matt, after the stream, when Agent Nagash's stream, when obviously you had to shoot off a bit earlier, me and Nagash, we were talking for like an extra an hour and a half. After that, I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m. I think we went on.
Ooh, I'm glad I skipped out of that. Jeez,
yeah, it was good. It was good talk.
But yeah, that was a great intro. Well done.
Oh yeah, how good's the intro?
So nice, so smooth, so slick. Wish there's more AOS content like that, like animated short kind of videos.
I mean, if I had the capability of doing that, it would. Yeah. Well, our narrative battle reports would be obviously slightly different than what they are now. I mean, we still tell that whole narrative aspects, and we try and get the whole story aspects and everything going, which I think is is decent. But if we could, that's
next level. That's next level. Yeah.
I would have to been going on a course and all that jazz for that.
I have to start a new job if I had to do that. Jeez.
I keep losing track of where I'm up to.
This is why you paint during these streams.
I know. I'm just like, oh, should have just assembled these beforehand.
Surely you have something else that's primed and ready to go, right?
I actually don't know, but I'm fully up to date.
That's
Crazy.
the danger of contrast paints. You're running out of your pile of shame.
Yeah. I've got a whole box behind me, and also that giveaway that we're doing once we hit 3,000, which should be pretty sweet. Thanks, guys. Dustwalker is a true legend, should I say.
Yeah. Oh, is he the guy that did the animation?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's got his own YouTube, I think. I don't think he's got much content on there, but he's got a really cool video that he did for about Soul Blight, I believe.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, check that out. It's pretty sweet. Hey, Pete. Got the chaos symbol going as well. Very nice. I take it you're not working tonight, Pete, or is this your break? I'm considering retraining as a graphic designer, as that intro is very inspiring. Well, if you do, Nagash, if your rates aren't that expensive, I'll take you on with that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do I need?
And in truth, I've got my cousin who's 15. She's got into drawing quite a lot, and she's really good actually. So I've just said to her, I've basically given like a little thing, possibly for the channel. We'll see, and obviously see the outcome.
What kind of art style does she do?
Like anime kind of style.
Oh, I should try and get in touch with her.
Yeah.
Need to do like character portraits and stuff.
Exactly that, and
I'd love to get done myself, but I just don't have the time, and I don't have the skill nor the because I can do it on paper, but then like getting it inked and getting scanned and everything, that's a headache.
Yeah, and well, exactly that. So we'll see. Basically, she visited on the weekend and stuff like that. So when she obviously stayed at ours, so we were just talking about it, and she's really excited about it. So I was like, oh yeah, but with something like this, and obviously go into details later once it's done. But yeah, so it should look pretty cool, I hope. Glad to be here. Nice one, lad. Nice one. Yeah, honestly, she's really talented, and she kind of, I had no idea. It's just I basically just said, "Oh, what are you drawing?" And then she was just basically doodling in a book. Artists no doubt hate the word doodle, but doodling in the book. And then I was just like, oh, "What are you drawing?" And then I saw it, and I was like, "You didn't tell me you could draw." And I was like, "Hell yeah, let's how's about this for an idea?" And she loved it. So I did like a little mock-up drawing of like stick my awful drawing skills, and then
I'm curious to see the comparison between your mock-up and then what she does with it.
Yeah, seriously, mine's woeful, honestly.
You need to show this to me. I need to know.
Oh no. That is it. I think it's true. I'll draw it on a piece of paper and she's got it. Well, I was going to say, if it took a picture, I'll show you, but
yeah, let me know. Like if she's interested in doing something like that, let me know, because I have a lot of characters I want to get like a portrait for, or just like a character face for.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'll definitely let her know.
Does she do it on digital? Like, does she have?
Yeah, she can do. Yeah, she does it on tablet.
That's cool.
Well, but, she does it freehand and tablet. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so basically we're just gonna see how it goes. But yeah, I think the anime style that she did and what I saw was just insanely good. So I was like, hell yeah, just do it for me, please. So Pete's got a night off. Very good. I hope you're chilling. Pete, I've just showed your STD off as well. I'm sure Pete doesn't need any context there with what we just showed off.
Should get those checked out.
But no, honestly, the hood, I love the hood. Obviously, in the use of that miniature and giving him that talon on his arm as well. That was pretty cool.
I think I kind of like that about Chaos. Like, they're so... Like, so many things can be converted into a Chaos whatever, or Demon Prince of something or another, just because they're so varied.
Yeah.
A lot of flexibility there.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you compare it to like pretty much Idoneth, Sylvaneth, or more Sylvaneth than anything. Idoneth, you can probably. I'm looking to do some cool conversions for that once. You're from the Catacombs box.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, a lot of factions have like a very specific look to them, very specific like aesthetic to them that you can't really deviate from, or not too much from at least.
Yeah.
But Chaos is just so wide that you can do a lot of different things and still be Chaos.
Agree. Ah, yeah. Wedding ring just got caught. Right, so that's that. Okay. And the head gets assembled there. Right, let's do it.
Oof. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks. 3 me for a minute then. Pete, sorry, mate. Probably just, I don't know whether it's me or whatever, but thanks. 3 me for a minute. I don't know. Sorry, Pete. But yeah, no, that character looks really cool. I can't wait till you paint it, to be honest. And do backstory and all that. We'll definitely get the community lore on for that video. That'd be sweet. Or for that image shot model. Or it is not you. Cheers. Oh, dear. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it's me and being quite late and working all day, and then works all day, then cooking, and then basically popped out to Starbucks, came back straight onto this. So yeah, it's been non-stop really. It's been a good day though. Work was quite productive. Quite a bit of technical problems sorted out, and then more technical problems arisen, as does every day. Okay. And that needs assembling or gluing to that. Oh, bollocks. Oh, this is why you don't assemble stuff. Where are you? Don't you just love that? I just dropped the eel head on the floor onto a grey carpet. Oh, dear me. Threw me. There you go. Threw me for a minute there with STD, yes. Yeah, Pete, sorry about that. Yes, you're slaves to darkness.
Hello, I'm back.
Hey, Matt. I've just lost my head.
Oh?
Yes. I have.
I've known that for quite some time.
I know. I do talk. I do ramble and talk a pile of shite now and again, but... Alright, I've got to search for this because it's got some glue on it as well, so... We're back in a sec. I just dropped it onto a grey carpet, which doesn't help matters.
That doesn't help.
Oh.
Did you find it?
Yep. Oh, dear me.
It's a pain, isn't it?
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh man, yeah. Built up a sweat doing that. Then again, it's absolutely roasting. I will put the fan back on in a sec. I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to be too loud.
I've never noticed it, so yeah, go for it. Why not?
Sweet.
I'd rather you not pass out. I mean, to be fair, it has been quite hot and humid for the last 2 days. 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the house, obviously you've been, but yeah, the house is flipping, it's great for winter, but yeah.
Yeah, because you're south-facing, aren't you?
Yeah.
You trap a lot of the south-facing heat.
It's like, at night, it's like, oh man, no need for radiators. Even in winter, we barely even have them on.
Yeah, that's all right. That's good.
It's good for the bills. Okay, so that goes up to there. Let's get you glued on. Yeah. There you go, got my little eel on the go.
Nice, nice.
Oh, I'm actually quite psyched to paint these guys. Oh, bollocks.
Did you drop another one?
It's dropping too much on the floor. Alejandro, I'm currently working in my I'm assuming on my Tank Bane Raider, my combination of Bane. Oh, remember having this discussion?
Yeah. The Land Raider or the Bane Blade Raider, something.
Yeah, it was something like that, boys. We can combining the names or doing something like that, weren't we?
Yeah.
I remember. That's cool though. That's such a. If you got any, in fact, Alejandro, if you got any pics of that, put it in our Discord because we'll obviously check it out as well on stream. Same goes with anyone else as well. If you got any pics that you want to show off, just bang it in the Discord. Links in there. Well, should be in the description. If not, just let me know. But yeah, and then we'll show them off on here, which would be cool. All right. So I'm after 23 and 24.
I don't know. Apart from like kit bashing, I really don't really like the building process.
I don't. It winds me up.
Like I know some people enjoy the building process, and I enjoy the creative, putting things together kind of a little bit. Mm-hmm. But like anything past like 2-3 units, I'm getting kind of frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's complicated or if it's like difficult to fit together kind of pieces.
Yeah, I don't know. One thing that always gets me about building things, especially like the later, the miniatures like nowadays, is that you have a big ass model, and then on a separate like little section of the sprue, it's like a millimeter spike that needs gluing on, something stupid like that. Yep. I'm just like, but why? Okay, so what number are you? That's the Echelon Guard. I'm not doing those guys. I'm gonna do the Echelon Guard, I believe. Yep. The guys with the basically it's like 4+ save, ignore rend, and then when you charge to get a 3+ save, which ignores rend.
All right.
But the damage output. the damage output isn't incredible. They don't have any rend or anything.
But you don't need damage output with that. You just sit there and just stay.
Try and soak up. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah,
Just
and then
piece of the furniture or piece of the terrain at that point. You're just not moving.
yeah. But then obviously, if with the Leviathan as well, it gives has like an aura around it, which counts as cover for anyone in that aura. So obviously, then they'll be in cover with unmodified rend.
So 2 up save
on the charge, and then 3 up standard, which would be pretty cool.
Jeez, rough.
Yeah.
And they're what, 5 wounds each? 3 wounds?
4, I believe. Let me have a look.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
does not sound enjoyable to get in fights with.
That'd be alright.
For you, maybe.
Well, depending on what you throw at it, to be honest, because
I suppose so.
You fought against my Night Haunt before, and it's pretty obviously 4+, and they do go down. Also, with Night Haunt, though, you get to bring them back, which is another story altogether. But so they have 4 wounds apiece.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah,
tough, tanky little things.
Yeah. You can make it a 2+, rerolling 1 save with not taking any rend. Okay, Nagash. That'll be. See, this is where Nagash comes in, because obviously with the meta and all these list building and knowledge and know-how. But yeah, so not really. As I said to Matt, obviously as Matt knows, never played Idoneth before. I've read the book, delved into it a little bit. I haven't touched the book for probably about 6 months. So, but that's interesting though.
Alejandro asking the big questions.
Go on.
I was wondering, can Stormcast have babies with other Stormcasts or with mortals? Interesting.
See why not?
I mean, I don't see why not. I know, I've not read it myself, but I think in one of the novels, I think there are Stormcasts that have intercourse at some point or another. But, whether or not they can have actual children, who knows? Yeah,
I was going to say, it depends on the actual, I suppose, the reforging process and the Anvil of Apotheosis, and whether they actually, the process kind of neuters them.
Perhaps, who knows?
Yeah. So imagine that though. You'd have because there are Stormcasts are kind of like mini demigods, aren't they? In that sense of having an essence of Sigmar's power. But then if they had offspring as well, that could be quite interesting as well. I think
that would be. I mean, being godlike never stopped. If you look back on Greek gods, never stopped them. Zeus had tons of kids.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But who knows what Stormcasts... Stormcasts, when they get reforged, they get weird stuff happening to them. So, I mean, there's people that have, crackle lightning in their voice or through their eyes or whatever else.
True.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they roar thunder and piss lightning. Doesn't mean, who knows?
And so,
size difference, too, because, I mean, they're superhuman size, right? They're 8 feet, 10 feet tall or something like that, aren't they? So I mean, that with an average, I don't know. I'm thinking train going through a very small hole.
So
or vice versa.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're leaning towards that they can't, by the sounds of it.
I find it difficult to imagine. I can't say it won't or it wouldn't, but find it hard to imagine.
Yeah. I suppose Sigmar he wouldn't want. Well, then again, I'm thinking he wouldn't want that to happen because he likes a bit of control himself, obviously. But
I'd imagine so.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting thought, though. So Nagash, I chucked Archeon at 3 of them. This is the eels, and he did not kill one. I'm assuming this is with the 2 up.
Terrifying.
Something like that, yeah.
That's terrifying.
Alejandro, says, because if they can, may the gods protect that bed. Yeah. To be honest, though, it'd be interesting. I like that idea, though. As in, like, so they're like, you know, like one mortal. Not all mortals will inherit kind of an ability of sorts, but some mortals will have that extra, I don't know, like strength or like speed or something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be kind of cool. You know, that's kind of like a possible idea for like a future Cities of Sigmar thing. Have like
Yeah.
not demi stormcast, maybe demi god, I don't know what you want to call them. Storm blessed, maybe.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Kind of a cool idea. Just have like a, you know, you still have like they're still mortal, but they have like souped up powers. Ooh, are you thinking of having like Stormcast Slanesh children or something? That's strange and gross.
So he's in my second after Seraphon. My main army is Slanesh. I have an evil idea. You want to enlighten us with that idea?
I could see like, you know, maybe like Slanesh cultists, or not demons, but like Slanesh mortals, maybe like capturing Stormcast and forcing them to breed. That'd be interesting. So like you get Slaneshi, Stormcast, corrupted kind of things. An interesting idea.
Yeah. So this is side of the lore and other bits, which I think, again, depending on what angle you go down, but you know, like for like chaos conversions and other bits as well, and this is another reason why I just hope that they bring out some new. As we were talking about this, Matt, the other day, or even possibly even earlier today, when I said I'd love for them to bring out like another mortal faction for Order, just so we can look to infuse some new ideas. And because again, the guys at the Cities of Sigmar at the moment, those miniatures, again,
pretty ugly. Pretty ugly.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I loved them back in Fantasy, but now when I see all the miniatures that we have now in AOS, and I'm like, there's so much potential there. There's so much potential.
I mean, the aesthetics has changed quite a bit, I think, hasn't it? Like back then, it was very well. Maybe it's back then the technology was a bit different for making these miniatures, but like I think the aesthetic that they were going for, the grim dark or the low fantasy, grittiness that they were going for, is quite a ways removed from Sigmar now, or Age of Sigmar now. Age of Sigmar is quite a bit more high fantasy, you know, brighter colors, brighter things, fancier looking. So
you say that. Yeah, I was going to say, you say that, but in terms of setting, their lord is Age of Sigmar Dark.
Oh, it's still grim. It's still dark.
Yeah.
But the model line.
Bright colors.
With bright colors.
Yeah. The cosmetics.
It's the depression, but with Fruit Loops.
I think once I've got my Ideness pretty much up to, well, in terms of the guys I've got left to paint, because obviously I don't have a whole army yet. But in terms of those guys, I think what I might do, Matt, is move on to doing quite a bit more editing, in terms of videos. Because we've got like quite a lot of the community lore videos that need cracking on with as well. And
I have to narrate a bunch of mine as well.
Yeah.
Quite a few. Like I've done the characters for my Khorne army.
Yeah.
I've done quite a few for the Stormcast as well, but they're a bit more longer. Like I've had more backstory for them, just because I don't know. I think I took more time to develop their like mortal life backstory, and then a bit of their Stormcast life backstory as well. Just because there's that kind of duality there. There's their mortal life, and then their afterwards life. So
yeah, of course,
it's been a bit fun to write up that. So I still got quite a lot of that to go through. Still got to narrate for my my bird people, my Stormcasts, city and just their origin story for my Stormcast, and then just individual characters after that.
So you got a fair bit to say.
Yeah.
In all honesty, Matt, though, I've got so much. Yeah, I've not even. I've only started. I've still got some KO bits that I need to do. I've got my.
Do you still got KO to do?
Oh yeah, I've not even done videos for those guys yet.
You mean videos, right? I
yeah,
videos. Yeah, more models.
Yeah, just more the video aspects of it. But in terms of actually on the website and stuff, the KO are done. Well, up to now, and then I've got still got all my Skaven guys to put on there. Got obviously Sylvaneth. Yeah, I've got so many more. I've done quite. I need to do some Nighthaunt ones as well, videos, because I've only done Mortine, and I think Drusilla might be an interesting one.
Yeah.
So Alejandro captured Stormcast. So again, you can attempt to pronounce that one.
Aphrodisiac.
There you go, aphrodisiac kit. And that's my dyslexia kicking in, but some aphrodisiac magic and some female Slaanesh cultists. Maybe the power of the demigods from Azure will not be unique to the Stormcast anymore. Evil. Alright. Matt, do you want to do an evil laughter? Oh. I loved it. Sounded like a goblin or something.
Yeah, goblins are evil-ish.
Yeah, wicked.
I don't know. That's a cool idea, fun idea for like a self-made fan lore. But like GW, I don't think GW is gonna go that far into like that kind of like a adult or controversial kind of topic. Slaanesh is all about that kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think GW would like go specifically down that route.
Yeah, it's kind of said without saying it, really. It's like Slaanesh. People know what Slaanesh is all about, but
people know what Slaanesh is all about.
Alright, so eels, got all the heads on, got their little fins on. I think that might be it for the eel itself. Yeah, I'm onto the riders now.
How many eels do you have? Just the 3? Or? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I might be able to survive that.
No, I was going to say, because the idea is I'm going to have a unit of 6, obviously.
How many points are they actually? I'm curious.
So am I. Let's go to my trusty app. Ideneth, so the Keeling King's 230.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah. Mounted hero.
So you're looking at 170 for the Morsar Guard, and then Echelon. Let's go with that. So Echelon that I'm doing there, 140 points. Wow, that's a big difference. So the Morsar Guard, they're the guys who like kind of have that D3 or that extra damage kind of output.
Yeah.
For mortal wounds, and then the Echelon Guard, they're the guys with the no rend. So they're a lot cheaper. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that.
Interesting.
So GW will not, but if I let limits stop me, that prince will be disappointed. Yeah, no, it's honestly that kind of stuff more than welcome on within our pocket realm.
Yeah, Oh, as long as YouTube doesn't decide to censor it out. Should be fine, though. I mean, as long as you stay away from, like, Kingdom Death, that stuff. Because that's a bit extreme. Have you seen those models, Chris?
No.
Well, if you ever decide to go looking for weird stuff, if you look at Kingdom Death, it's a... I don't know if it's a board game. I think it's just miniatures that they put out. But, like, a bit on the grotesque and or vulgar side of things. But right up Slanesh's alley.
Okay. Oh, good grief. Put the wrong head on. Should just make a video on what not to do when building. Dropping things on the floor, putting wrong heads on. No, I was going to say, I haven't checked out those videos, and I know you're on mute. I think you are anyway. But because I did hear you, yeah. That's pretty interesting, though. I mean, obviously, I don't know whether you guys in chat as well, but Matt was telling us earlier about the giants or monsters being able to destroy terrain pieces. That's pretty cool. Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world out. It'd be pretty interesting. The Stormcast escapes back to his year, and years later, he has to fight his cursed prodigy, and the sons and daughters would be demigods with his ear and Slaanesh. That, to be honest, that idea is pretty sweet, Alejandro. This is why I think it would be awesome, as you said there, about having offspring. I think that could lead to some pretty awesome ideas and concepts. Did I bless you all? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't know you now. There you go, got the right head on now. Good stuff. The monster rules have me thinking about doing STD despoilers. STDs again. STDs. Yeah. Oh, fucking dropping everything, man. Yeah, in all honesty, Pete, this is what I was saying before with Matt, is that the new monster rules are pretty sweet, aren't they? I mean, it makes them a lot more meaningful, purposeful as well in terms of actually having their own little unique abilities. And I think, I've got a giant now from the Ogre tribes. I've got Treeman Ancient and Dirthu. I've got the Vermin Lord Deceiver and a Mongol. They're the 5 monsters I do have at the moment. And a Leviathan when I get that eventually. But no, it's going to be pretty sweet, right? Having the monsters have these unique abilities. The destroying terrain thing had me thinking a little bit. I was like obviously you got the Sylvaneth Wildwoods. You got the what do you call it as well? The Ideneth obviously boat, if you like. So if you go in, if you charge one of those or within 3 inches, destroy that terrain piece. For the Ideneth, obviously you can't get it back. Sylvaneth, you could potentially grow another set of woods, so that's not too bad. But then even like the Lumineth, their fountain. So you'd be a bit miffed, wouldn't you? Or even thinking about that flesh-eater courts as well. I'm just thinking of others, but other terrain pieces. And if you destroy that fountain, you would be a bit like, why I never. But it just makes you want to protect it more, I guess, and bring down the giants or the monsters. But then again, it does depend as well. So obviously, if you have like a terrain piece that it doesn't do overly, too much, then you're not going to dedicate a whole resource just to destroy it. Where if it's something that can do quite a lot, then you're like, let's get this monster mashing. I'm all up for monsters anyway. I've always been a fan. Just the idea of it, just in my head, has always been like, from Warhammer Fantasy and stuff, is like just a giant, plowing through like whole army. It's like, now you got the mega gargants now. Which, to be honest, I'd love to get one of those mega gargants to ally in. But yeah, isn't that 400 odd points, aren't they? So you're in 2,000. Not really ideal. Well, at least in 1,000, I can fit in my giant for over 1,000 or 1,000 for ogres. Yeah, Nagash. No, seriously, it's very true. I mean, so Nagash, right? Because obviously the new monster rules are pretty cool, and I think again the discussions I've had with Matt and obviously in talking with Pete now. What are your thoughts with obviously like destroying certain terrain pieces? Because for me, I think it's pretty cool. Sylvaneth is cool as well, I suppose, because you can regrow those, and it gives you more of a reason to, so you take things that enable you to regrow or help you regrow the forest. But with like Ideneth, the boats will be destroyed, for an example, or Lumineth, that beautiful fountain miniature. Obviously, you got Flesh-Eater Court. You've got your the throne. So there are other things where I'm thinking, it's very cool, love this idea, but then you got to, I suppose it's all tactical, right? So I'm persuading myself otherwise. All right, okay, so the Echelon Guard. The Echelon Guard. 27 and 9. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize, because to be honest, I'm not even close to Slaves to Darkness. So or Chaos Armies in general, so that's more Matt's thing. But yeah, Pete, I suppose that's pretty good. I mean, again, Matt was saying that I think Kagros monsters. I don't know if someone obviously corrects me if I'm wrong there, but I think, yeah, Matt has about 3 or even more. What did the fox say? That's right. It won't be self-centered, and will now let others destroy terrain. Right. Okay. Oh, because he had an ability where he could do that, right? That's the. Is it Lumineth Fox or something like that? Again, don't have the book, don't know, but I'm assuming that's the chap you're talking about. The sun says, "You abandoned us, and 20 years later you'll finally face the sun you abandoned." And Stormcast responds, 20 years ago I created a demon, and I came here to destroy it. That's awesome, Alejandro. Love it. Such great content there. For me, that is something where balls to, flipping, like, well, there's no canon on the Offspring anyway, so I say go for it. I mean, that story sounds epic. If you wanted to, go down that route, for sure. I mean, there's nothing stopping you at all, and I think that'd be pretty sweet. If it's honestly, if you create a character like that, obviously then we can look to put it in the Interstice Pocket Realm, and I'll be more than happy doing a video on that. Sounds pretty cool. I think it's cool, but it sucks when you've painted up all your terrain nice, and then the enemy make it useless. And that's Nagash, that's what I was thinking as well. With like, again, the Sylvaneth, not too fussed, just because I know for a fact that they can actually regrow. So that's decent. But then you have like the Ideneth, their boats. As soon as that's gone, that's gone. The throne, again, same with that. And again, the throne, you want your obviously the regent on the throne to get those abilities off. And if all of a sudden like a dragon or something flew down, especially if it has fly as well, or the ability to teleport, like the Vermin Lord Deceiver or something, get within 3 inches of that terrain piece and smashed. So yeah, I mean, I suppose it's just you got to build like a ring. If you're really protective of that terrain piece, build like again, it's not something you really want to do, but if you have like a little ring around the terrain piece itself, it's like a defensive mechanism, depending on what abilities you get off and you use at certain points. And once it becomes useless to an extent, then march out. But again, it depends. And I think the Fire Slayers, don't they have that forge as well? But no, to be honest, it makes monsters pretty cool. And again, Matt was telling me some bits about the shooting as well, so which I'll be interested to read more on. I've not even had a chance to read it yet, all the latest stuff. But yeah, I think the shooting, if it improves the KO even more so, I'll be happy with that. Oh yeah, Alejandro, this is, so in terms of your shiny goats from Haish, who fled Haish from the Lumineth into the Pocket Realm, we'll be doing videos on those guys. That's it would be a location video if you like. So yeah, I'll be fleshing that out. But again, this is what I was saying to Matt before, is that I want to try and get, as soon as we manage to get this painting done, then I'm going to look to do a lot of community lore videos. So then once we've got a whole batch done, happy days. And then we can just gradually now get back to painting again and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, definitely on the agenda. Your shiny coats will come. 27. So Matt will be back, by the way, guys. He just obviously has to see to his kids. A noble cause indeed. In fact, the next thing I'm actually painting after Ideneth is Space Marines. Because I think I would have, for now, I have got a lot of AOS armies. As you guys know as well, obviously we got the 40k scene coming up. Obviously not just yet, but in the future. So the Space Marines next, and then I'll have Necrons. But then I'll be dipping back into Ideneth as well, just to paint the odd model as I go on and obviously build upon that as well. Should be pretty cool. All right, Matt.
Hello. Sorry about that.
No, that's all good.
My life-size miniature is teething, I think. So sleep is not that good.
No, that's all good. Yes, the time of the shiny goats will come. I was talking with the location in the map, but this is so much better. Yeah. honestly, because the location in the map, it may come under attack. Who knows in the future? Because again, me and Matt we've been talking about this. Now people are starting to slowly have games again. That we want to start having our first event, if you like, soon, which will be choosing a location of on the map as well. Not necessarily, obviously, yours, Alejandro, but we're going to obviously discuss that, and then we're going to do our first community input and just see how it goes, really. Because again, we're still growing as a community as well, and yeah, obviously, as soon as the more we grow and grow, obviously, the greater and grander these events will become in terms of participation. But even if it's the odd few people who join in this time around, perfect. But we wanted to make sure that people can actually have the games.
Yeah, I was thinking, Chris, like
Yeah.
if after the end of chapter 2 for our game, shall we have like a bit of a narrative event thing going on at that point? Just kind of test the waters with it, maybe.
Yeah, sounds
I think
good.
that'd be a good time for it.
Yeah, no, sounds good though, because it summarizes what, because we've got like things happening for end of chapter 2, which we've obviously been discussing, which is going to be in the works, and then I think for even we'll again in terms of format and stuff, I think after that would be a good time to try and test the event then. And I know you can have like polls going on in Discord as well, and again we have got other exciting things coming down the line which will enable us to do certain things there as well, which is going to be very cool once that's up and running. And yeah, so I think that's a good time as well. I think it gives us plenty of time to actually get things up and running and obviously help the community grow more. And by that point, I think it'll be pretty quick, pretty sweet to start the good old narrative event, if you like. I'm happy if they attack. The eyes will add to the hundreds in the forest. Yeah. Or the goat will get steamrolled. Either way, I'm happy. That's good to know.
See, I like that attitude because, a lot of people, I'm worried that people are going to contribute and then they're going to be like, please don't destroy my whatever, or please don't attack my whatever. And it's like, but that's kind of the whole point of having it there, right?
Yeah.
I'm really liking the narrative lore that's going on right now where it seems like, all the free cities are getting ransacked. And that's okay. Because what's the story without struggle, right? If you have like the good guys just winning all over the place, winning all the time, or if whatever is happening for your faction, they're always winning. There's no story in that. There's no struggle. There's no conflict. It's no fun. You have to have like cities at risk. You have to have territories, ruined, destroyed, or taken over, conquer, whatever, and then. There's that heroic story to take it back, or the big surprise of whoever was playing puppet master behind the scenes, and they finally take everything that they want, etc., etc. Stories come from conflict, and if people hide behind saying, "Oh, I've made this. Please don't destroy it. Please don't kill this. Please don't do that," the conflict is not there. If the conflict's not there, we're not going to be able to build a story out of it. Not much of a story, at least.
Yeah. Well, this is why we have built locations purposely that aren't exactly key locations at this moment in time for that eventuality. Yeah. But it is good to know that it's as Alejandro said there, it's quite open in terms of flexibility.
I like that because if people can invest their time in making a place, have a city called their own, or a bunch of people that kind of get involved with a city and they kind of build a connection to it, it makes it more immersive when they find out that their city is under attack. Their city or their territory or their empire, their allegiances are in trouble. They need to answer that call to help. And it gets people more invested in it, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then
doesn't mean you have like this X territory is going to attack, pick side. And if you have no investment into it whatsoever, all right, just do something random. Doesn't really matter. Fine. But if you've been to that city, you've fought around that city, you have, your character has other characters that they know in that city, etc. You have connection to it. Your army has connection to it. Your characters have connection to it. And then you find out that city is under attack by forces of chaos, forces of destruction, or what else. You feel it. It's a lot more deep. I think people would connect with that a lot more. So I want to have that ability to have people connect to their place, but at the same time, having it at risk makes that connection a lot more deep rooted, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, again, the whole what I was thinking about is obviously during these like events or these periods, it doesn't necessarily just have to be one location that's under assault. It could be multiple as well. It's so the whole chapter isn't just focused around this one event. If you like one city, we could have like 2 cities, and we don't want every city going, obviously, because then it kind of distracts from what's actually going on. But I think if we have like 2, then that might be pretty decent. Different areas, different characters involved, and other bits. Or if it was to add up to, if like the stories were to add up to one massive crescendo in terms of the that one big event that was going to happen, then I think that'd be pretty cool, because then we can obviously have in, again, like you just said there, if we have like an event where we take settlements and so on, then during the battle report itself, those who participated, we can throw in their character names as well into the video, and other bits where we can say what they were doing as well during this event, so it makes their character come to life as well for this event that's taking place. So
I think so, because that way you get people more involved in it as well. And it's always nice to have see your character actively doing something, or actively taking part in a campaign or in a story, and seeing it actually do something, make a change, make a difference, kind of thing.
Yeah,
we'll see when we get there. Still a ways away, but we'll get there, I think.
Yeah, that's it. It's just because we're still definitely in the growing stage anyway. Also just getting ourselves out there, and hence why I wanted to start this Discord as well, is to make it solely, I mean, the Great Weave Discord that we're on as well is good, obviously, and but I wanted to have our own Discord as well, so especially because, again, 40k in the future, but as of like right now, just to help focus on the pure Dice Saga aspects of things. I think having our own does help with that as well. And during hobby hangouts, we can get to talk about it and obviously show off miniatures and all other aspects of the hobby as well. So it just helps us engage with you guys a lot better as well. Because especially on YouTube, you need over 1,000 subscribers to start doing posts and engaging with the community. So again, that aspect of it's like, yeah.
We're getting there.
We're getting there, but yeah, not quite yet.
Still ways to go still. Oh, where are we at? We're like 7 something or another? 760?
779, I think.
Oh, it's not too bad. We're getting close.
Yeah, we're
reports. Yeah. Tell your friends and family.
Too right. It's free.
Let's see. So I've kind of, with me making my characters or developing their stories and whatnot, I've kind of have thoughts about like character arcs, long overarching stories with them, or at least ideas of where they could go with like character development. Any ideas for yours? Or just gonna go with the flow and see what happens?
I think a massive problem for me has been I've been hammering the painting so much in terms of just getting as many armies done as possible, that I've not really spent much time focusing on the lore aspects. But now I've got the armies pretty much done and up to good standard, and with the odd bits now and again in the future to expand upon. But basically the bulk of the armies are there. That I'm going to spend a lot more time now looking to expand upon that lore aspect as well. So, but in terms of like, I've got a general theme in terms of where I want to go, but there's no unique individualistic story, if you like. I've more got a faction theme more than a
faction story rather than individual characters.
More so at the moment. Although I suppose the most individualistic one that I can think of is my Admiral Kalik, because he's a collector, so he's of artifacts and so on. So just like from Marvel, that guy, the collector, who basically he has all these unique items from all over. He's pretty much like that to an extent, where I'm looking to obviously just go to hence that spirit soul that you captured from our very first battle report. That's like a unique artifact that he was after, and he's obviously just continuing that kind of method as well. And he's obviously going to, when he fought against Khorne, he's traveled there to try and do some trading and obviously scouting for good see if there's any good artifacts or anything of value or worth. And obviously, lo and behold, he arrived, and the whole place was ransacked. So that's kind of his story, but again, it's very open. It's very not really truly known just yet as to why he's looking for all these or why he's collecting them. That will evolve over time. But at this moment in time, that's what his goal is, to an extent, is to do that aspect. And because in a way, their whole Skyport was pulled into the Interstice pocket realm, and that was through a technology pretty much, and that went a bit haywire and ended up opening this portal, and they got sucked in. And so now they're here. They are looking for a way back, of course, as in like the overall, that's the faction overall kind of idea, is that they want to establish like a permanent way back to the mortal realms. But for the Admiral himself, whilst he's here in this Interstice pocket realm, I want him to try and, obviously his main goal then is to look for those different artifacts and unique trinkets, if you like, and things of value and worth. So that's his kind of main goal. Whereas my Tyrant for the Ogres, again, his is eat as much as you can.
Hunger based,
yeah. And he's got that his settlement is basically like surrounding this big pit, if you like. That seeming I can't speak. That seems to be like bottomless pit kind of thing. And he's looking to again like offer as much as he can to this pit, and as like a sacrifice and offering. And who knows what will happen if they, sort of if something will happen indeed, that is, once the ritual is kind of complete. So that's kind of his aim. Mortain, the Leash Emperor, he's established his empire, and he's looking to bring death everywhere. Like he's already done that with surprise. Well, at this moment in time, that's the plan. Obviously, we'll soon see, because there is an end goal, and it is obviously death all over, but it's not necessarily. Because at the end of the day, I mean, for him, he's his father who created this empire in the first place. We're all humans, all that kind of stuff. And Sori's father is quite weak because, again, he made alliances with Sylvaneth, with Dwarden, with humans, mortals, and all that. But when his father died, he inherited, and anyway, we've done a whole backstory. Obviously, you guys can check it on YouTube and stuff. But so that's his aspects. He wants to expand his empire, because he doesn't see people as like equals. He sees them as like his subjects, or basically if they don't bow to him and serve him, then he would obviously kill them, and then as spirits he would then use them and to bend to his will. So that's kind of his theme, if you his goal,
Cool.
to an extent.
Sounds very Nagashi.
Well, to an extent, yeah, at this moment in time. But again, this is what I was saying, Matt, before. I mean, his initial lore in terms of establishing it, I've done. But in terms of fleshing it all out, it's...
Well, that's the beauty of it. You can flesh it out as games progress and as the story evolves.
Exactly, and that's the idea. I mean, it's like the Dirty. I haven't thought of anything just yet for him. For the Tree Lord Ancient, I've slowly been developing his lore over time. That's through battle reports. Yeah, so I've been doing bits here and there, but I've been so focused on getting as much painting done as possible where I've not really had time just to write all this lore. So, which will come for sure.
It'll come with time, as with everything. Anyways, I've done the fur and the leathers for my dudes. I think I'll call it a night for today.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to work on some cloaks and the metallic bits.
That's cool.
Next. We'll see.
Well, I have assembled my eels and part of my guy, rider, and that is it. So, again, not as a... Yeah, hopefully by the time we do another hobby hangout, I'll have all these assembled and ready to start painting. Alejandro there saying, well, one of the character arcs of the goats is that the Beast Lord is only a hypnotized puppet, and slowly he starts awakening in doubts about the true intentions of his sister. That's pretty cool.
I like to have in-faction conflict. That's really cool. And it opens up a lot of different story interactions you can have. Not the fact that it gives you a chance to have like your own faction fighting your own faction, which will be interesting if it ever happens. Yeah,
exactly. That's pretty cool. So that's kind of it, really. I mean, in terms of like, again, the whole Alejandro as well. If you're not a part of the Discord, feel free to join in. I can't remember if you are, because again, we've had a few people join recently. But yeah, feel free to join that as well, because we'll be talking a lot more on there as well. It's the best way to reach us.
Yeah, join in, and especially like if you have ideas for what you want happening in the Glimmerwoods. Was it the Glimmerwoods? Was it the?
No, the Glimmerwoods is the Sylvaneth one.
What was Alejandro's?
Let's have a look. His was
Radiant Woods.
Bright Sun Forest. It was
Bright Sun Forest. Yeah, if you have ideas for what you want happening there, or if you have ideas about anything that could be going on around that area, let us know. Or if you have any ideas what your Beast Lord or Beast of Chaos faction want to do from that location, if they want to spread out, invade or anything like that, let us know. We can update the map. We can change what's happening on the map, the continent, and whatnot to suit what's going on in life. Because I mean, if you play battles with your Beast Lord, with your Beast of Chaos, and you find that you're progressing the story, and you want that to be reflected on the map, happy to update it, as it goes along.
Yeah, no, exactly that, and I think exactly what Matt's saying there. The stories and all that kind of stuff, as you see it right now, is again, like Bright Sun Forest, we will have a video. Well, I'll be doing the video on that eventually, and then obviously we've got tons of locations here as well that obviously we've added in. I'll say Matt's done it, but we've got a load of locations here. Obviously, this is my main settlement here. I'll say main settlement for my Sylvaneth faction. Over here is another Sylvaneth defended area. Again, Mortain is up here in Odamund, part of the Kramor Empire. So there's tons of like different, obviously, settlements here at the moment. But again, soon we get more and more from the community. Is that this is the latest addition from the community, which is the Keep of Prospects. This is the Skyport from again one of the KO guys from the community, and we're going to have more, of course, coming in. But as you can see, it's very limited at the moment. There's not much depth history. That's because it will expand and grow when we start attacking these locations or things start occurring around it, and it'd be just really fascinating over time to see this develop as well.
Not to mention, what happens in canon, what happens with, End of Broken Realms and the introduction of 3.0, narrative stuff that happens canon-wise, it will reflect on the map in some aspects. Because with old Be'lakor doing his shenanigans in last Broken Realms book, the continents are going to get a lot bigger. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, that'd be sweet. And I know it's Alejandro. I also like faction conflict. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in fact, I need to speak with Keegan as well about the Ember Isles, because I know he's got his whole Soulbound questing going on, and I think there's a fire endless spell going on at the moment, which seems to be decimating the Ember Isles, which is pretty cool. So I need him to just let us know a few locations. In fact, I think he's put a few locations there, but
yeah, he's got the main city. I think it's a floating city called Vandenheim, something like that.
So yeah, we can look to place that.
Yeah, I'll put that somewhere on Ember Isles at some point, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we can look to place that on there, and yeah, we've got, again, there's like so many locations that need to be or can be fleshed out even more as well. And it's
just about everywhere can be. It's just a matter of time and manpower, because I'm one dude, I can't type that much. I run out of steam at some point. I'm trying to work on focusing on my lore stuff, but also trying to balance it out by writing some of this stuff and getting stuff updated on the map. I can come up with stuff, that's okay, but I'm one dude. My creativity is limited. If we have more people collaborating on it, getting more ideas, more places, more whatever,
it runs itself.
So much, exactly, it runs itself. And at some point, I feel like if it gets big enough, I'd be happy just sitting back and doing a bit of a GM kind of role.
Yeah,
and just,
saying this event,
throwing out events. Now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Throw out the event, let people do with it what they will, and then find out what the conclusion is, update as accordingly. Play games still once in a while, of course, but I wouldn't be the main driving force behind these stories anymore. I wouldn't be the main driving force behind the narrative. It'd be everyone, what everyone does.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, of course, we'll still be having games, mate. So.
Yeah, we'll still be players.
But yeah, of course. But in terms of driving force, yeah, I fully understand. And it's funny, that's the whole end game anyway. So where people will have, I think it's one guy in Discord actually mentioned that he's got a group of mates as well. I'm going to reach out to him, but he's got a group of mates who are doing their own Age Sigmar kind of campaigns and stuff going on at the moment. And I think that's very cool. And if he gets those guys involved, that'll be, again, more content thrown our way, and be able to then set up an event for those guys who can then flesh out their stories and other bits as well. So it'd be very cool. So yeah, I think we're, Matt, are you good?
Yeah, I'm gonna get going. I still got work in the morning, and I'm still exhausted.
Yeah, no worries. Right, cool. Well, thank you all for obviously joining and sticking with us and showing up again. We're going to obviously look to do these again, obviously hopefully next week and all that kind of stuff as well. We're going to
in the near future.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah, ideally once a week, but we'll see. If it's just one of us, we'll probably do that as well, just to keep the ball rolling. But we'll see. We don't want to really be tied down because we're quite obviously both of us full-time jobs. So, but no, honestly, appreciate all. Appreciate. Okay, speak now. You can tell it's getting late. Appreciate you all stopping by and checking us out, and yeah, for those who are watching after, thanks again. And by all means, drop a like, comment what you guys like about it, all that kind of stuff. If you have any ideas as well, feedback, all that kind of good stuff is wanted as well. But yeah, so take care all, and have a good night, evening, morning, all that kind of stuff. Take care.